totally forgot to mention in my video that I am using the Revitalize Limitless kit and the Revitalize Essentials kit for this process video. Hey everyone, it's Meridy here again, and this is going to be the second process video that I'm using the Revitalize kits for January of 2024. And yesterday I made a one-page layout, and today I'm going to make a double-page layout. I know a lot of people love double-page layouts. For me, they're a little bit more challenging. I used to only make double-page layouts. Like all of my old albums, they had to be double pages unless it was at the first page or the last page of my album. And the more that I just started finding things that I liked the look of on Instagram and Pinterest, I started realizing that I often pinned single page layouts. This is back when Pinterest was like in their heyday. I used to pin, before I had Instagram, I used to pin single page layouts a lot. So I decided, you know, maybe I do like single page layouts. There's something appealing about them to me. So then I started doing a little bit more single page layouts, and now I think I probably scrapbook 90% single page layouts and 10% double page layouts. But I know that double page layouts are super popular, so I'm trying to fit at least one of those in this month. Enough about that. Today I am going to start with the following pictures that I pulled. I pulled a bunch of things that I want to incorporate on the layout today. And like I said yesterday, I have no idea where this is going right now. I just grabbed the pictures and supplies and the kit, and we will see where it takes us. But on one side of my layout, I'm just going to put one picture, and it's just this 5x7. And then on the other side, I'm putting this, it's an 8x10 collage print, and it's my little one, my baby, in his dance recital. So one page is just going to be his big picture, and the other page will be this 8x10. And of course, when you're making layouts using this as inspiration, you can use two 4x6 pictures, you know, in place of this, or one 4x6 picture in place of this, or a couple smaller pictures. And same with this, you don't need to use an 8x10. You could use two 5x7s or two 4x6s, or even four 4x6s, kind of crop down a little. Will give you about the same footprint as this. So I'm gonna start. I really liked this paper. I liked the blue splatters on it. The back has some good things on it too. So maybe I'm just gonna use a portion of this paper. I don't know yet. But I'm gonna start by cutting off the branding strip, because I know I'll need to do that. And then I've got scraps left over. Let's see, let's assess what I'm using here. So I've got this paper. I've got my leftover scraps from yesterday, the things that I didn't use on my last layout, the branding strip from that last layout. This is scrap paper that I matted my picture on yesterday. I want to use sequins. Then I picked the following little things, because this is a dance picture. I pulled out all the stars. So I've got lots of stars. The star of the show, proud of her, how far you have come, and these little stars, because I kind of think somehow I will incorporate those across his picture. And then Be Fabulous I've got, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not. This was one of the cuts that came in the store this month. I might use that. And then I thought these film strip frames are perfect for, sorry about all the crackling of the paper packaging. I thought these film strips would be perfect for, you know, performing pictures. And then I just love this alphabet so much, so I'm probably going to use this. And then I love the splatters on this stencil, and there's a few little splatters on the paper, but I think I'm going to add a lot more. So I hope to use the stencil. And then of course the stamp set. Yeah, I want to use the stamp set. So I'm going to lay some of these supplies off to the side, because for right now, I'm just worried about the paper, and I don't quite need all the embellishments yet. get these packaged up so they kind of stick together. I am gonna take out, I'm gonna keep these film strips here. Let's see. I don't think I need any from there. I don't think I want to use the word here on my desk, no. I don't think I'm going to use, I don't think I'm going to use any of those. And I probably am not going to use this peach branding strip, nor will I use the currently branding strip. I'm more looking on this layout to pull colors out of my pictures, so I probably will not even use this side. Maybe I'll use some of this side to matte, because that looks pretty good. Okay, let me get 2 sheets of white paper to start out to be the back of these layouts. So I'm gonna go grab 2 sheets of white cardstock. Alrighty, I've got my 2 sheets of white paper for the background, and I am gonna put this, I'm gonna work on these pages like one at a time, but I am gonna see if this Be Fabulous title will kind of fit on this layout, on this side of the layout. Without, I want my son to at least be showing for sure, and he's right here. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do this yet. That might not fit on that side. So I'm gonna probably have to use it on the page with him. Okay. So I am going to start by matting this picture on a piece of black cardstock, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna mat it on black. And I'm not even going to trim the picture down, even though there's a lot of white space, just because it's the only picture on this page and it's the star of the show picture. So I'm just gonna leave it as a 5x7. Okay, that finishes it off very nicely, I think. And then I've got this paper, and I think I want to do a diagonal triangle. So in order to get it straight, I think I want to come about 4 inches down and put a little pencil mark, a pen, since that's all I can find. So I'm coming 4 inches down from the top, and I'm putting a little mark, and 4 inches over from the side, I'm putting a little mark, and then I'm going to cut diagonal from this mark to this mark right on my paper trimmer, because I just want a portion of this. So I got that mark and that mark, and it's just, that doesn't really look big enough to me. So I'm gonna regroup, and I'm only gonna come 3 inches down and put a tick mark 3 inches down. 3 inches down and 3 inches over. Okay. This is why I should have used the pencil, because now I cannot erase my original 4-inch mark, but that's okay. So 3 inches down and 3 inches over. And that looks a lot better than the 4-inch mark. Okay, and I'm just gonna adhere that to the corner eventually, but I don't want to adhere anything right now because I want to get it all laid out first to make sure this is how I like it. Seeing what I have left. I left 4 of them, enjoying reading, watching, eating. So I might be able to use this on another page, but although I do think I'm going to use more of this paper on the second half. We'll see what happens. Sometimes you just got to pick one, the A side or the B side. And I only have 1 sheet of that paper. I don't have doubles, so just had to pick which one I wanted to use. This title. I'm deciding if I even really want to use this title. And I'm not sure that I do, because I don't know if I like how it's sitting there. Oh, I could do it sideways. That could be cute. That could be cool. I'll put this off to the side. Obviously, I would alter it before using it. I'm not going to use it white. But I am going to use some more of this sheet. I'm going to try to use, let's see. I like the orange and the blue, maybe for other layouts later this month. So I'm going to try to use some of this side. And I think I'm just going to cut about a 3.5 inch strip. So I'm just cutting 3.5 inches off of the orange side. And that is kind of, I've got these 2 scraps still left. I'm putting them off so I can use them on the other half of the layout when I get there. Let's see, do I like it like that? Or do I like my photo sitting on it? Oh no, I don't like my photo sitting on it. I like it more like this. So I am going to keep it, I really like this darker distress area. So I think I'm gonna do just like that. I'm gonna move this piece. This is what I've been using to mat my pictures on the last layout, but I'm not gonna mat anymore in white here. Okay, so this is gonna be the general look that I've got going. And then let's get some of these fun film strips. Let's see. I really want to use the film strip kinds that look like film strips, as opposed to these frames. You know, there's a lot of pieces in here. There's some frames and there's some film strips. Actually, I might use a combination of the two because I want to make a bunch of layers here. So I'm gonna start under there. I'm gonna move this a little more to the right-hand side because I really do love this paper. I don't wanna cover all of it up. And then this is just gonna be a game of placing things. Ooh, I do not like that. It's so linear. I wanna make this a little more whimsical. So I'm gonna tilt them at an angle. And then let's see here. This is a lot of playing. Maybe I want to use gray instead of black over there. I might do that. Or use both. No, the gray one kind of gets lost when I use both. We'll keep this here. That's a little heavier weight, the visual weight, since it's all solid. So I'm not going to use that. Okay, I really would like to use one of these somewhere. I'm not sure where. Oh, I wonder if I could use a gray one. I bet they have a gray one in here. I have these frames in so many colors because I think that they make great layering pieces, and they can be used with just about any paper. Like, they don't have to be, they can be used with just about any line, you know? They match really well. Okay, I think I'm liking this for what's happening. Now what I did use the gray here and the gray here to kind of balance each other out, and then the black and the black. I think I'm liking that. Now, I don't want to adhere any of this down yet because I would love to use this grunge stencil a lot. Let's see. I think I'm going to use it on some scratch paper to see how it looks. first because I don't know how it's going to look, and I don't want to just go ahead and use it on the background without testing it out. So I'm going to start with a piece of scratch paper that I have here. I'm going to just slide, let's see, this is not going to fit any longer. Yeah, it kind of can still look okay over here. I'm just going to slide this over on my layout, on my work surface, so we can play a little bit with the stencil and see how it's working. And I'm going to use it with the Blueprint Sketch ink pad. Whoops. The Blueprint Sketch ink pad. It's Distress Oxide ink, Blueprint Sketch, because I want to pull out some of this blue that's in his costume. And let me just see how this looks. Okay, that's very spotty. I think I wanted a little more distressed looking than that. Let's see how these areas look. I wonder how this will look. This is real quick, like playing around, how it looks in different levels. Okay, I've got some good looks going on there. So I'm gonna take this back to my layout now that I see how it looks in real life. And I think I'm going to start using, oh, I gotta punch those out. There's a couple little pieces stuck in there. I'm gonna start right under here, putting some ink down on the page. So I'm gonna just slide everything over. Sure I am. Okay, get that off the side. And I feel like right around this area is where it would show. And I'm gonna start really light. And I'm just using this one side that looks like tears right now. And move it around a little, like down a little. And up a little. That looks kind of cool, I think. Let's put this back over it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna like that. Okay, I'm gonna do some going the other direction too. I'm gonna use this side. Right, this is the opposite way, yeah, okay. So now I'm inking onto the, before I was inking off to the left side, and now I'm inking on to the right side. And flip it around and do a little bit more down here. And I know that a lot of this is going to get covered by the paper, which is fine. And then, so I've got that little section, and I'm going to do, sometimes I would do all across the whole page, but I know this whole section is going to be covered, so I'm just going to slide over here and do a little bit down here, because I don't need to do all across here because I know it's going to be buried. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to come in with water and activate this a little. I'm going to get Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna get some tissue so I can blot this when I activate it. And this time, I'm just gonna unscrew the cap of my water and put water splats just like this, instead of trying to spray. Because when I spray in this little container, it is such a fine little mist of spray, it basically coats everything. So I'm gonna tap it. Okay, and you can see it start activating here. I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit before I blot it off. And I'm blotting it carefully, not blotting from one like dirty, like I don't want to blot up the ink and then put the ink back down. So I'm trying to use different sides of my tissue here. Oh, that looks really, really good. So that's how you can activate. That's because it's the Distress Oxide ink and it is activated by water. That will not work like this with all types of ink, but it does work like that with the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide inks. Okay, next, I'm going to take some Distress Oxide spray in black soot and I'm gonna make splatters. If you don't want to make splatters, you have the perfect splatter template here to just ink some splatters in black. But I love making splatters and it looks so organic to me. So I'm just splattering. Oh, that was a good one. And I'm gonna do a little up there because I know I've got my little, yeah, I love them. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for this to dry. So while I'm letting that other side dry, I'm going to come in and start figuring out what to do on this side. So I've got my diagonal, you know, I think I'm gonna lay the page down so I can kind of get the feel for what's on there and how it's laid out. Let's see here. Ooh. So that these look cohesive next to each other. Do I want to use this whole page? No, I don't, but I do want to cut a strip down this right side. So I'm going to cut straight up from right here, which is 3 inches over. I'm going to cut a 3-inch strip off the side, and I'm just going to use that as a border on that side. So 3 inches. I lost a couple cards there, but that's okay, because I didn't have anything that I still have watching and eating. You can still read those. I can use the top of those. Okay, I'm gonna do that right about there. Now I think I need to mat my photo on black. And of course, no, this sheet isn't big enough, but I think, no, maybe not. I think I'm gonna, this, what's it called? Collage has a small white border around it, but it printed a little uneven. You can't see the border very good on all 4 sides. So I think I'm gonna trim that white border off. So I'm starting fresh with no border. But now I'm gonna use a lot of cardstock to make this work. I even think that I can trim some of this off to make this picture a little bit smaller, because my son is right here in the middle. And not being mean, but I don't mind if I cut a couple of the kids off. And then this side is just the curtain or the edge of the stage, so I'm fine cutting that black off. Oh, that's much better. Okay, now I'm gonna mat this on white first, so I get my border back on there. And guys, I can tell you right now that when I'm making layouts, I go through quite a bit of white cardstock. Like, I like using it, as you could tell, as my background and for mats. So I do go through quite a bit of white cardstock. It's a staple in my scrap space, and I use it often on a lot of pages. I use it white way more than I use colored cardstock. But if you like colored cardstock a lot, or you have a lot of it in your stash, you could definitely pick a color out of your photos. Probably if I was using colored cardstock right now, I would probably pick blue or gray for this and use up the colored cardstock. But I just love white and every so often black. I don't use black very often, but this kit kind of calls for black and these pictures. Okay, so now I've got it matted on white, my collage, and then matted on black. And then I think it's ready to be put on the page. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the airplanes in this background of my video, but I live by an Air Force base and there are often planes flying. So I don't notice it a lot unless I'm making a video, then I notice it. So if you can hear it, sorry. Let's see. Now I'm going to grab my stencil again and I'm going to do the same type of stencil work on this page as I did over here. And I want to make it look like it's carrying from one side to the next. So I think I might even add a little more right there. Let's see. Where's my picture and stuff from that first side? I want to set it down to see. This is pretty dry. This is a little wet still. Yes, I think I could carry this over here, right off the page, onto the next page, possibly. Actually, I think I'm gonna start it right here. I'm gonna carry it from this page to this page up top. So, that's the only problem when I started working on the left-hand side of the layout without taking into consideration the right-hand side of the layout is I miss things like that. Okie doke, let's see. And I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. Couple going that way. I'm using really light on this. Let's see how this is gonna look. Got that set up. Gonna set this up over here. Oh, I think I need one more little bit. Another little touch. And I think this might do it. Okay. Now I feel like I do need a little bit more blue somewhere else on this layout, and it needs to be probably down here. So I'm gonna just add a tiny little touch over here. And hopefully this is gonna give you a good idea if you really enjoy double page layouts, but you're only watching a process video for a single page layout. This can hopefully give you a good idea of how to extend your layout longer so that it fits what you like. Like when I'm making other videos that I'm only doing a single page and you like to make double pages. Hopefully this will give you an idea of how to stretch a single page into a double page without just doing the obvious, which would be just repeating the same exact design twice. So I hope that this is helpful, the way that I'm working here, because I know a lot of us like double pages and want to stick only to double pages. And then over here, I'm also going to, you know, this is not cutting it for me. I need a little blue over here. Just ever so slightly. Oh, so much better. Now it looks kind of the same. And then again, I'm gonna use water and the, I'm gonna move these before I start misting and spraying. I'm going to use water again to activate the blue. I know it's hard for you to see in the video where the water's going, but you'll be able to see in a minute when it starts really activating. And this is running out of water in here or what? No, okay. So I'm using the water to activate some of the blue, and then I'm gonna wait a minute till it starts working and blot it off with the tissue, and then I'm gonna come back in with the black Distress Oxide and spritz a little, or splash a little of that on. Now, I have to let this dry again, but I can also let this side dry, and this is gonna be covered up down here. I think it's gonna be perfect. The picture is so big here, I don't think I need a lot more blue, but I'm gonna put this side off to the side and let it dry while we go back to working on this page. And I'm just gonna stay real far away from that little dot that's really wet. So I can go ahead and adhere this down. This is, and then I can start adhering down on my pieces. So those went underneath like that. And this little guy went under here. Like that. This one goes down here. Got a little water there. And then I had this going off to the side over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down so that the base of this layout is ready to embellish. And I'm gonna adhere it off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and adhered this whole side, and I went ahead and adhered my strip down this side of the page. And I'm gonna come in and try to figure out here. I really think I do wanna use this Be Fabulous title. I just need to find a place for it to go. And I think I can do it in here. I just wanna make sure my son, who is right there, is seen and isn't covered up by the bee. So I think if I put my title pretty low and I can nestle the bee right above there, I think I can do it. And then I do want to use another piece of this paper on this side to bring that across. And I really like this dark, like rusted side, which is this side on there. So I'm gonna cut, I think, a 2-inch strip off the end of this one to use. So I'm just cutting 2 inches, 2.5 inches. I'm cutting 2.5 inches. 2 inches looked real skinny. So I cut 2.5 inches off. And I am gonna try to nestle this behind here somehow. I'm not sure if I like it like that. I think I'm gonna like it better down here. Yeah, I think I like it down there. So this is how I'm gonna lay out this side. These little black splatters are still a little bit wet. So let's go work on this title. And I don't know what color I want the title to be. I think I want it to be blue and black ombre together, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this is gonna work. So I am going to move this off my work surface here and get my scratch paper that I work on, my little work surface. And I'm just, so if I've got Be Fabulous, I think I want it to be black on the bottom, blue on the top, and merge together in the middle. So I'm going to start with the blue, since that's the lighter color, on my brush, and I'm gonna make it really dark blue on top. Make as dark as I can get it. And again, I'm using this blueprint sketch. I'm gonna kind of do a little of this on camera, but this is gonna take quite a while to ink all these words. So I'm gonna have to go off camera to finish it up, or it's gonna get real boring to watch. But all I'm doing is making it super dark on the top of the word B, and coat after coat. And these Distress Oxides blend so nicely. That's another reason why I love them. That not every ink will allow you to do this, I don't think. Not every ink pad. I think it's harder because these are very like malleable inks, this Distress Oxide, so it blends really easily. Okay, so we've got our B. Looks pretty good. And then Fabulous. So the top of the F and the L, I want it to be a little bit blue because it's in the same row as the B, but I don't need it to be super dark blue. I just need it to be this like dusty lighter and fade right into white. I'm just hitting the top of the other letters ever so slightly, like barely touching them. Okay, that's pretty good. I need to, that one needed a little more. Okay, and then I'm gonna take black and come up from the bottom with black, and I'm gonna use Black Soot Distress Oxide ink pad for that. So I've got my Black Soot here, and I'm gonna start on the bottom, and I want the very bottoms of the letters to be pretty dark, and then just barely gray as we move up. And I might need to get another black ink color and just do the very, very bottoms with like a more vibrant black, because I really want the bottoms of these letters to be dark. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to just keep on blending my little circular motions so that there's no lines. I feel like there's a line right there. Oh yeah, I need this bottom to be really a lot darker. But that's okay. We'll do this in 3 colors. This is what's gonna be hard when I take a dark black and hit the bottoms with it. I don't have a darker, like there is no darker black in the Distress Oxides, so I'm going to have to use, whoops, a regular black ink pad, and it's not going to blend as nicely, I don't think. So let's see what happens. I've got this archival black ink pad. I'm gonna see how this blends. Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna have to come in with the slightest touch across the very bottom, and always make sure to be using circular motions, otherwise it's gonna leave a big line. And I'm just gonna have to layer and layer and layer until the bottom gets as dark as I want. I'm gonna show you how it looks on this little end piece before I move on. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Can you see how dark it is down there? I'm gonna do that to the whole entire word. I'm gonna go off camera because it's gonna take a while. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, so I've got the bottom and the top. I'm gonna bring the black soot a little more into this white part because I don't like how white it looks, and I'm gonna bring the blue a little more into the gray part as well. I'll show you what I mean. I just don't like how it's so stark white looking right there. And I really do think that some of the blue needs to go into the bottom, to the word fabulous. And then I need a little gray going on the bottom of this. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. Okay, hopefully all of the things we're waiting to dry are dry. Let me check this out. Oh, there's still some wet paint on that. That's okay. I'm gonna start adhering things down on this side of the layout, this right-hand side of the layout, so we can get moving on with embellishments. So I got that right about there. Okay, I have to put the title down so I know where to place my picture so that he shows up right in this little hook of the bee. Perfect. Okay, so this so far is my layout, and now I need some film strips, of course, on this side too. So I'm gonna go back to my film strips and pull them over here. Again, I think I want to use the ones that are open in the middle. No, I don't like it like that. And I also need to see, I need to move this so I can see how it's looking with this page. I might need a larger one and a smaller one. So I'm going to put the smaller one as gray. The larger one being darker. Okay, let's see how this looks. I'm not quite loving that either. I kind of like this underneath here. Okay, so I'm going to take this bottom film strip that I have here and adhere it at an angle, wedged like this, because I think it looks good like that. Okay, then I've got my Be Fabulous, and I've got this guy. I think I'm going to use 2 of these right here and overlap them over this picture, just like that, because the edge of that picture doesn't matter to me. Like I said, he's my focus. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these down too. And I used 2 of them overlapping the picture because it was just looking too, it was looking too forced and too similar to like opposite of this page when I had them sticking out from under this picture. So I thought it looked better on top and layering a couple together. And I wanted to do different colors. So there was like the light and the dark gray. So that's why I just picked those up like that. Okay, Be Fabulous is down here. If you want, you can pop your Be Fabulous up on foam adhesive. I am not going to do that because that seems like quite a bit of work to cut skinny little pieces of my foam adhesive, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So, but that is an option. Pop this up on foam tape. It would look real nice popped up on foam tape. Let me see, I think I'm gonna use some glue to get this down because these are kind of thin letters. Yeah, the nice thing about those film strips is it looks like there's teeny tiny little cutout holes in every single one of those little notches, but it's not. It's solid clear acetate in between all of those. So you can just tape right down on the back of those, and the tape doesn't, it's not sticky through the little holes because they're not holes. They are solid clear acetate. So that is one nice thing about these acetate frames. Like, these are not cut out. Okay, and then I'm gonna tear this one down because I hadn't done that yet. And I want it to go right up there. And then I can just trim off the excess that's sticking out of the top. Okay. I can maybe use this somewhere, don't know where yet. That's too close to that, I don't like that there. Okay, I'll use it on another page. I'm gonna put it back in my acetate shapes. Okay, so now we've got to this point and it is time to embellish. So let me pull out all the stars and things that I had to embellish this kit, or to embellish this layout. Okay. Proud of how far you have come. This is also going to add some great pops of color to this layout too. Proud of how far you have come. The star of the show. We got some great stars here. And I'm not going to forget to put stars on this side too. And Be Fabulous here. It kills me every time I cover up my little mixed media. So I shy away from doing that. Okay guys, this is looking pretty good to me. I still have these alphabets, but I don't feel like I need to make a title. Let's see. Oh, they have the years. Maybe I could put, I don't even remember what year this is, and I lost my little sticky. I could put the year 2020, whatever this was, down here. That might look nice. 2021, it might have been 2022. I do have enough twos to do that. Okay, well, I'll get to that later. I am going to make these stars colored though, because I feel like we need a little bit more color on this layout. What way should this star go? Oh, I kind of liked it like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this frame right here because it is in a good place. And then I'm gonna start adhering the other pieces that I can, which would be proud of how far you've come. Okay, and then I think for ease of remembering how things go, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere the fabric stars too. And this, I'm gonna pop this one up on foam tape. It's easy to pop up. I don't have to cut the tape down like I would have had to do with the title. So put that one up on foam. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere the fabric stars using Eileen's tacky glue because it seems to hold fabric really nicely for me. And then I will go in with my inks and a blending tool, just like I did in the last video. And I'm gonna color in all the stars. And I think I'm gonna color each star a different color instead of blending them together like I did in the last video. So I'll just do one right now to show you. And I'll go off camera to do all the rest because it's gonna be tedious. So let's pick this one. I think I'm going to color it orange because I really want to bring some of this orange across. So I'm going to use this crackling campfire, yeah, and a tiny little brush. And I want to leave the white border around this star. So I'm just going to come in and do this. And once I get it all colored, maybe I will try to do some water distressing spots on this with the water splatter technique that we used earlier on this layout. Let's see how that works. Okay, I'm gonna get my scratch paper here, and my little water brush, my water. There we go. I'll let it sit for a minute to start reacting, and then I'm gonna blot off the water. And I'm gonna do that, the same technique to all of these stars, all 4 over here and both of them over here. It took a little off. I like the way it looks better on the paper than on this chipboard. So I am gonna go off camera and do the rest of the stars, and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, I colored all of these. For the green, I used peeled paint. For the orange, I used crackling campfire. For this purple one, I used seedless preserves, and I decided to keep this one white. And then I'm gonna go ahead and adhere all of these down. And then I think I'm gonna take one last look, but I think this layout is gonna be done. I kind of wanna put the year down there, so I probably will do that actually. But I don't know what year it was. I need to get out my phone and look and see what year it was. I believe it was 2022. So I'll do that next. Actually, I don't need to leave the camera rolling to do that. So I will come back when I get the year on the bottom and show you the layout completed at that point. And I hope that you had fun and liked this video. If you make a layout going from this video, like inspired by this video, we would love to see it on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook page. And I'll put close-up pictures of this layout on the website under the listing for this, but I think I am gonna add the date. So once I added that date, that wraps up this page. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.